Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video on my channel. This is the final one of the year, this video is, so I hope you enjoy it. But here is what I'm going to be doing today. Super simple set. Just ignore how dry my hands look because I've just done them. But yeah, this is all I'm doing, but I just thought I'd show you me, I'll just say it again. That's what I mean, show you me doing the process. I don't even know if it makes any sense right now, but anyway, these are the nails that I'm changing, these are the nails that I'm doing. I am just going to put a bit of cuticle oil on this right hand that I've just done because they do look really dry. But just because I've been cleaning the edges up of the stamping and stuff, which is why they look so dry. So I'm going to be using the products out of the ColorfulJuly, monthly box in this video, because I did say in the last one that I was going to use them, and honestly they're actually really nice. I actually used 3 different gel polishes to create these nails because I ummed and ahed about which ones I wanted to use for far too long, and then I finally come to the conclusion that I'm just going to have to use them all because I can't make a decision. So these are actually, I haven't put the oil on, but these are actually made up of 3 of the gel polishes out of there. 1 of the potted ones and then 2 bottle ones. If you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, I have got a whole video like / unboxing on my channel of me opening the ColorfulJuly monthly box. It's one of my most recent videos, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. But I'm really happy with how these turn out. They're so sparkly and they're layered as well, like obviously because I've put different ones on top of each other, so they are super shiny and sparkly. So let's just get straight into it. First I'm going to start off with taking the previous design off. These are meant to be obviously my New Year nails. They are gold, which makes them look a lot more Christmassy than I'd like, but I just really wanted to use these colours, so I'm going in with it. It's fine. So I am going to use my purple willow bit from Willow Academy, which is this one. I've just used it to my opposite hand as well, because I do want to take the majority, not all, but the majority of my build gel off. Because if you saw me doing this in the video that I did of these, you will know that I'm really sorry if you can't hear me, I'm not sure if you can or not, but you will know that I used a different colour builder gel on every nail, just to test out the colours of the builder. Whereas now I want to use all the same ones so they don't look quite as bizarre. So I'm just going to go in with Seraph, which when I get to the nail that one is on, I'll let you know which colour that is. I have got some lifting. I don't think there's any on this one. I don't think I have on this hand actually. I did break my thumb, which is really frustrating. The lifting was on my other hand because I file the edges of my other hand by accident, like the very free edge, which obviously separates my nail from the builder gel. And then I am a nightmare and I pick at it and makes it obviously much worse. But yeah, it's just part and parcel of the job and being a bad client to myself. I'm just taking off the previous design. I'm just trying to figure out quickly which one is Seraph. It's my pinky, so I do need to, although this one was Divine, I think. No, it wasn't. I think my thumb was Divine. So this one must be Faith. This is Saint. So that's Cherub. This is Faith. This is Saint. My pinky finger is Seraph, which is the one I am having on all of them this time, which means my thumb must be Divine. My 3 favourites of these, just for anyone who wants like a bit of an update about the nail order builder gel I'm going to be using in this video. I don't know why I've just skipped my pinky. My 3 favourites are Divine, which is the one on the thumb that I'm just about to remove here. Show you quickly. As you can see, it's a nice pink colour. You can't really tell now because it's in the polish, but yeah, it's a lovely pink, opaque. Saint, which was on my middle nail, that's a lovely like peachy nudie sort of colour, and that was also opaque. And then Cherub, which is a semi-opaque, I think that's the word, like not opaque but enough, if that makes sense. Like if you're doing French and stuff, it'd be fine for that. My clients that have their natural nails like looking as natural as possible basically love that one. Works really well for them. I've got a couple that work in care that need to sort of have something as subtle as possible to be able to get away with it, so they have that on its own and it works really well. So So they're the three colours that I am choosing to go forwards with. They're the ones that I've repurchased backup, like spare bottles of. I do love Faith and Seraph, but Seraph's just not quite pigmented enough for what my clients want. And neither is Faith, to be fair. Obviously, if you're just using an undergel colour, it really doesn't matter which one you use, because you're going to be covering it up anyway. And I do that on some clients, don't get me wrong, but the majority of my clients like having the builder gel sort of as their like background colour for a design on top of it. And those three colours that I just mentioned work really well for that, so that is why I've decided to stay with those. So I'm just using my Anastasia bit now from Willow Academy. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to use that to go around the cuticles, push back the cuticle area and make sure there is no skin on the nail plate that shouldn't be. And that's going to help prevent any lifting. I will go in both directions to make sure I'm pushing the skin away from the nail. So I'm just going to do the left side first. So from right to left, in, forward, and I am right-handed. And then once I've done that, I will skip to reverse and do the other side. Okay, so I'm turning it off, waiting for it to completely stop, clicking reverse and then going from left to right. Make sure that's all pushed back right down the side walls, not putting any pressure on, just letting the bit do the work for me. And then once I've done that, I will pop it back, turn it off again, make sure that it stops rotating before I turn it back to forward. And then I'm popping a sanding band on my mandrel bit. I'm using just 240 grit sanding bands. Use it on really low RPMs because you don't want to create any friction. You just want it to be enough to rough up the surface at this point. So I'm just going over the nail. It's on just 5,000 RPMs at the minute. Don't need any more than that. Going right up to the side walls and cuticle area. Again with this one, same as any other bit really, not having to put any pressure on. If you're using everything on the right speed and the right bit for its purpose, you won't need to put any pressure on ever really. It should do it for you. Just let the bit do the work. This is literally just to rough up the surface. It's nothing like particularly difficult or anything. We're just making sure that the surface is nice and clean and ready for product. Making sure to be at the right angle all the time with every bit as well. You never want to be going in like this because you're going to create a ring wherever you go. You want to go along with the shape of the nail, not digging it in. Like so. I'm just going to quickly do the other ones off camera. Okay, that's that step done, and this is what they look like. So shaping wise, I don't have a great deal to do because I do sort of keep on top of that as I go along with my nails and my cuticles as well, so they're not ever really awful. It's just a habit of mine. Like when I'm sat between clients and stuff, I'll just suddenly start messing with my own nails when I've got a bit of time spare. Just nipping off all the excess skin, nothing live obviously. I don't take off more than I need to either. Try and keep it to a minimum because I'm really good at cutting myself. Definitely cut way too much off the sides because it gets so thick in this horrible dry weather. But not dry weather, it's literally rain all the time. I mean like just miserable weather is what I meant. So this is what they look like. I need to do a bit of shaping but nothing drastic. And I tend to do majority of my shaping after the build gel application, to be honest, because at this point obviously my nails are not as sturdy as they're going to be when the builder gel's on. So I just go over gently at this point and then I'll just do a quick refine at the end of application. I am growing them out at the moment because as you can see I've took way too much off my side walls, so I do need to grow that out, but for now I'm just going to tidy it up a bit. I never ever do this to other people's nails, like ruin the sidewalls and stuff, but on my own I I get far too carried away, and I just obviously don't care as much about my nails as I do my clients. I should, because obviously they're nail tech's nails, so they should be good, but you know, it's one of those. Not taking length off, and then obviously I need to reshape this on. So luckily, as annoying as it was, I did actually happen to break this one as well, literally just yesterday, which is really annoying. I've had these nails on for four and a bit weeks now, I think. I don't know, definitely 4. So I was going to take them all down to match the thumb, and then I thought, you know what, both the thumbs are pretty short and they match each other anyway, so I can get away with it, it's fine. So I am still tapering it, just to make it give the illusion that it's got a bit of length on there. Obviously it doesn't, but we're going with it. Just pretending, okay? Use your imagination. Not the best, but it'll do. And then I'm just going to dust off, make sure there's nothing left on my nails. And then once I've done that, next up is application. So I'm going to go in with primer first. This is the recommended way to use AnGel Builder Gel from Nail Order. So we're going in with primer. This is called X Prime. I'm just going to apply that all over here. I have no idea where that's just came from. Anyway, I'm going to apply this on here. Let me just move that over so that's out of shot. There we go. That's better. So I'm just applying this to all of my nails. Don't need to flood it because it's just a waste of product. So I'm just literally putting enough product on to coat the nails. That one dip into the bottle has done 3 nails so far. So don't keep dipping in until I know that I need some more. There's no point wasting product. Right, that's that. This is acid-free primer, by the way. It's non-acid primer. And then once I've done that, I'm going to do a really thin coat of, like I said, I'm going to be using Seraph in this video. I'm going to do my thumb first because I do put that in the lamp separately, just to make sure it is entirely cured. Because if it's on the side, obviously it can be a bit tricky for the lights to reach the nail all the way around. So you might end up with, if you sat like this underneath area might not get as much light as it needs, and then that's how allergies happen, and oh god, it's just not worth it. Take that extra minute or so to put it in separate. It's well worth the extra minute it will take. So I'm just going to put that in on its own. And once that is out the lamp, I'm then going to do the same on the others. So we're just going in with a thin layer at the moment, applying it as if you would a base coat. Product doesn't need a base coat, so this first coat is basically the equivalent to your base coat. I think the reasoning behind that is you'll get a full cure, definitely, like of this first thin layer, because it is so thin, and then when you go in with your second layer, obviously won't need to be quite as thick because you've got that thinner layer underneath it is like completely fully cured, so you're not going to struggle to cure a really big thick bead all at once. Just breaking it up a little bit, I suppose, which makes perfect sense to me. I'm just moving the skin away from a nail so I'm less likely to get any where I don't want it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful product. I really, really love it. I was a bit skeptical of it. I might have mentioned it in my first video. I really didn't get along with Glitterbell's black bottles. Obviously everyone likes different things for different reasons, but I just didn't like how thin it was. I found it really difficult to manipulate, and it just seemed to make a mess for me, unless I did like one nail at a time and worked quick with that one nail. So I wasn't a fan of the black bottles. I really liked the pink ones. I thought they were much better, to be honest, in consistency. Had seen a lot of people had trouble with it. I luckily didn't. I just preferred this one, that's all. There wasn't really any like big competition or anything. I just preferred this one because this one's super, super thin. That's just that small coat, that thin coat. Just popping that in the lamp. This one's super thin, but still super, super strong. I mean, obviously these have got 3 coats of polish on now because of all those gels, but they're really still quite thin, even with all that gel on, and they're rock solid. Like, they're really, really good. So I'm absolutely loving using these gels. Yeah, just loving them. I don't have anything else to say, so I'm just going to cure this for a full 60 seconds. Then when this one comes out the lamp, I'm going to do the building layer, and I'm only going to do that on 1 or 2 nails just because it's obviously the same on everything. And then we can move on to the ColorfulJuly gel polishes. Okay, I'm going to show you this middle nail. So I'm actually going in and doing the same thing again, but not really quite going up to the side walls or cuticle area with this, because I am going to be applying it thicker. I don't want it to, it doesn't run, to be fair, but it's just habit. I don't go right up to them because I do that with my refiner brush. And I'm just going to go in with a bigger bead, place out the cuticle, because obviously that's the area where we need the infill most. And then I'm just going to very gently just drag it down. I don't do the to and fro thing all the way down, to be honest, because I am going to use a refiner brush anyway, so I don't really need to, because I'll use that to pull into place. But I'm just going to get another bead now and just go down the middle, like so. And then I'm going to get my striper. And then just move that exactly where... got a bit of dust in my throat there, sorry about that. But I'm going to move that exactly where I want it. Pop any air bubbles that I get as I go along. I like to just drag it back just to make it all nice and even. Make sure I go down the side walls right up to the cuticle area, but not touching the skin. Same with the side walls. If you do touch the skin, just make sure to remove it before curing. And then I'm going to check from a side profile, and if there's any lumpy bumpy bits, I'm just going to very gently drag that down a little bit, but that is perfect. So that I will now pop into the lamp for probably about a 20-second cure, just to make sure that stays where I want it for the duration of how long it takes me to do the other nails, basically. And then at the end, when I finish the last nail, they'll all go in together. So I finished application. I have filed them. I don't typically refine this builder gel at all, because it always, if you apply it how I've applied it and like maneuver it with your striper brush, you don't have to. So I actually haven't refined it. I've just filed them because I had to do another video on these nails as the background before I did the colour on them, obviously, because then they'd be covering colour and I wouldn't be able to do it. So just ignore the fact that they're filed. Just pretend this video has carried on where it ended. So this is what I'm going to be using as my base colour. Like, this is the first coat of colour that I'm going to use, and it is this beautiful, beautiful gel. So I'm going to get my brush here. I use this brush literally just for these types of potted glitter gels, because they never come out of brushes properly, because they're so glittery. So I like to have a brush that's just for those types of things. Like, I use these with like the Brill Bird Glamour gels and that sort of thing. Anything really glittery that doesn't have a brush of its own, basically. I've already done my thumb off camera just to match my other one. And then I'm just going in with this. So I'm going in with a really thin layer, because obviously we are going to be layering products here. I'm going to be using 3 different gels, and then we're doing a bit of stamping and then top coat on top. So I don't want it really thick, as the nails are just going to end up super, super thick. So I'm just going to keep dipping into, oh, got a bit too much on there, pop some on there. Dipping into that little pot. This glitter is absolutely stunning. I am using it really, really thin, and I am only going to be using 1 coat of it, but if you obviously did a couple of coats, it would be super, super pigmented. Absolutely beautiful. And I love potted gels. I actually find them a lot easier to use sometimes than bottled gels, because the brushes that come in bottles are not always ideal. But pots are obviously perfect, because you can just use whatever brush you feel comfortable using. So I've done all of those. I'm going to pop them into the lamp, make sure there's none on my skin, and if there is, remove it. Make sure I've got down every side wall and not missed anywhere. Just accidentally pop that on there. So that's going in the lamp for 60 seconds. I'm just going to pop the lid on this. And then the next two, that lid is definitely not on properly. I was going to use my other hand to do it then before I realise it is in the lamp. That wouldn't really be very smart, would it? Let's see if I can do it one-handed, or whether I'm just going to get really frustrated. Oh, I think I'm actually doing it, you know. One more twist. There we go. Right. So the next two products I'm going to be using are these long lidded bottles. So yeah, there's not really a great deal of information on the label, to be fair. But I'm going to use a coat of each of these. So one of them is like a blue sort of hue, and it's more good. I think this would look really pretty just over like quite a nude base as well. Just one thin coat is really, really nice. So I'm using a coat of that next, and then after that I'm going to do a coat of this one, which is like gold with bigger pieces in. And then as you can see from these nails, we're just going to stamp on some outlines of stars, and that is literally it for these nails. I don't want to do anything too crazy because I'm including like everything in the set, like in the video, including like removal of the old colour, prep, application, everything. So I didn't want it to be like a 40-minute video, which is really easily done when it's one that I'm sat chatting through, because I will just talk for England, and that's not what everyone wants in a video. So yeah, that is the layer of that. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if you can even really see it on camera, but honestly, you just have to take my word for the fact that it is stunning. It's a shame that things don't show up exactly as they are in person, like on cameras. It's really frustrating, but obviously there's not a lot you can do about it. It's just one of those things. But you can still see that it's super glittery, and that's the main thing. I like layering glitters. I also love layering glitter and foil. I did that today on a client where she had a ring finger of silver sparkly glitter, and then on top we did some patchy, like circular holographic silver foil, and it looked amazing. I was tempted to have that, and I thought, no, I can't, because she's got it now. I'd get really, well, I do get really annoyed when my clients copy me. Not to them, obviously, just behind closed doors. I don't really, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I do always think, like, there's so many different things for you to have. Why do you have to have what I've got? Have something different for me to do something different. So it's not the actual having my nails that bothers me, it's just doing the same thing twice. But I didn't want to copy my client, that's not very fair, so I didn't have it in the end, obviously, as you can see. But I am really happy with these. They're super, super sparkly, which is the main thing. Like, as long as they're sparkly, I'm happy. That's all it takes for me to be happy. It's just a bit of sparkle. Okay, then our third and final layer of colour is this one here with the bigger pieces in. It's absolutely beautiful. So you can see that one slightly better on camera just because it's got those chunkier pieces and they do pick up a little bit better. But it's got like, it's hard to explain. There we go, you can see like the triangular pieces as well as the hexagons. They're really, really pretty. I'm just making sure to use it really thin because it's easy to use glitter too thick. Especially ones like this that have actual thick pieces of glitter in. But I am trying to keep it really thin. There we go. I'm going to pop those into the lamp. They're so sparkly. And then we're going to finish these nails off with some quick and easy stamping. It's just one colour and one image. Oh, I've got an open gel polish on my desk that I didn't realise was still open. I've just spilt it everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to be using a Moira stamping plate. It is this one here. Moira stamping plate 58 step by step. I'm going to be using this image down here. That's where I've just spilt the gel polish. I need to clean up. So some gel polishes sort of allow you to stamp on them because they're not too slippery. Some of them don't. So just to make it easier for myself so I don't have to figure out whether this is one that I can or not, I am just going to remove the tacky layer to make it easier. I've got a tiny bit here I'm not sure if you can see it, just there, of glitter sticking up. So I am just going to give that a very slight buff, just to get that nice and smooth. Perfect. Then I'm just going to go around the free edge of all my nails as well, just to make sure they're all nice and smooth and I haven't got any glitter sticking out anywhere and it's going to catch on stuff. Make sure it's all nice and smooth. Underneath and around the free edge. I know you can't see me, but I'm just doing it quickly. And then just feeling, and if I do feel anywhere that's a bit spiky, I will give it an extra little buff. Perfect. Right, I'm just going to dust off any excess dust. I'm going to go in with the stamping. So like I said, I'm using that star image. I'm going to put it this way so I don't have to have too much of the plate on camera. I'm just going to move my light slightly. That's it. And I'm just going to wipe over it. Make sure it's clean. And then I'm going to use the Moyu black stamping polish. I've got my stamper and scraper at the ready. Also managed to just stick my lint rollers together. So I've got my scraper ready. It's nice and clean, ready to use. I'm going to go in with my stamping polish. Oh, I'm not even using that image. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Just put the polish in the totally wrong place. Alright, try again. I'm just going to pop my polish over the image, enough to cover it, and then I can swipe off the excess, make sure there's not too much on there, but not putting too much pressure on where I end up with nothing left. And then I'm just going to pop it straight on. So I'm going to leave that one like that for now to dry, and then I'm going to get this clean again. Also clean my stamper on my lint roller. And then again, pop a bit of colour on the plate, sorry. Wipe away excess and about a 45-degree angle. Get my image and then just pop it straight on. That's it. Super, super easy. And obviously for this one, I just use this image up here, this singular star for my thumbs. Just something a bit more subtle because the other ones are obviously full cover. And then I'm going to go in with a clean-up brush. Just go around the edge with a bit of acetone to make sure that I've got all that excess polish off. You can do this before or after top coat. I know some people top coat and then just wipe over the whole nail and that gets rid of all the excess, but I don't know why, I just don't like to do that. I don't want to put acetone on my top coat and then potentially dull it. So it's just easier to do it this way, get it done straight away. And then all that's left to do is top coat. So I'm going to quickly do that off camera and then I will come back when I've popped a bit of oil on and show you how they look. So these are how they turned out. Oh gosh, I've just punched my phone by accident. Super, super happy with them actually. They're really subtle, like New Year, but really cute. I'm actually really pleased with them. So let me know what you think and whether you'd wear these or whether they're not really your cup of tea. I don't really mind either way because they're on my nails, so it's fine if you don't want them on yours. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you like these gels. How absolutely stunning are these gel polishes? You can't deny that they are super, super glittery. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have fun over New Year's, and I'll be back, well, in the new year with a new video. So make sure you watch out for those. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.